Shari, what are you doing here?
Hey, I don't know. Who are you really? Um,
Good question.
so let me tell you who you are. This is the extraordinary human they call Bob Israel. He's a former entertainment marketing leader, producer of theater and film, and an avid philanthropist. He has seen great success over the course of his career in entertainment and has served on several nonprofit boards with a strong focus on social justice and the arts. Recently, he received the prestigious 2023 Clio Awards Lifetime Achievement Award, and none of us can say that. Well, we can say it. Proclaimed by the LA Times as the trailer titan and placed on Entertainment Weekly's top creative people in Hollywood list. His professional achievements include producing blockbuster films that launched major careers, creating what was the largest entertainment advertising agency in Hollywood, and overseeing the Hollywood Reporter Key Art Awards. In 2013, he returned to his first love and is now developing and producing theater. Yay, Bob.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I know. I made it up, but you wear it well. So I've been thinking about what to ask you relative to who you really are. And when we were talking earlier today, you shared an incredibly brilliant, deep, thick, and fascinating comment made in the series The Crown. So Princess Margaret explains to her sister, the Queen, reflecting on their youth, it was the you gave up in order to become the other you. So, Bob, which you did you give up to become who you are now?
hmm hmm You know, I was asking myself that question a year or so ago. I was approaching a milestone birthday, and I felt like something was missing. And I wanted to figure out what that was in terms of that next chapter of my life. So I took mushrooms, and and what I came up with was play,
Mm,
not the a play, but
mhm,
play.
mm,
And I think that in my 20s, um, creativity for creativity's sake gave me incredible joy. And then at some point, my ambition kind of overrode that. And the ambition was about succeeding. Um, and I succeeded in ways I never could have imagined. Um, and in the process of doing that, I think the creativity became more secondary.
mhm.
Running a business, being the head of a family, or co-head, um, but being the primary. What's the word?
Breadwinner.
Yes, thank you. Uh, and having a big house and all the responsibilities that go with it. And um, somewhere along the line, I think that part of me that just liked to play, which I think is so important to our spirit, um, and just create to please myself,
Mhm.
not to please an audience, not to make money, that somehow that became lost. And and since I've had that revelation, I've been trying to recover that, and it's not easy
Mhm.
because of all the conditioning and because of all the things that I put in place.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm certainly making progress. But the thing that I love about that question is it acknowledges that it's not like who I became is not who I really am. It is. And so is that other part of me.
Yeah.
and so are many other parts. Um, but what comes to mind off the top of my head is is really who I was in my 20s,
Mm,
and I kind of feel like now that I'm moving into retirement and that chapter, that's what I want to go back to.
mm.
I want to be in nature, and I want to write, I want to play, yeah, I want to make music, hang out with the Fooses.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, the thing that you point out about the multiplicity of parts of ourselves and eras in our lives. And, it sort of sounds like BS when you're going through it to think like, okay, well, this may have a meaning that will unveil itself as time goes on. But truly, all the previous parts have come to pass to build us as we are. And I could have told you that without the mushrooms, but just saying. Um, yeah, Bob, I have to say that I think of you as a totally free-spirited, creative person committed to fun. And yet, what you said about it being hard. And I think this is something that everyone here will relate to because we're always looking at that kind of push pull between the free impulse and those voices that say, no, that sucks, or who do you think you are, or all of that conditioning, as you said.
Yeah.
So,
And the
how
cultural expectations,
exactly?
what it means, for my generation to be a male in this culture,
Yeah.
the responsibility, um, the breadwinner, uh, and all those things that go with it. I have friends who made other choices. I think of them as lifestylists,
Hmm.
and truly committed to those values that we shared in our 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think there's a trade-off for them in the same way that there's been a trade-off for me.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't invent this thing called the world or our lives, and how can we possibly know when we're younger, whether it was last week or decades ago, how can we possibly know who we will become? Because we don't know what's about to happen. We don't know which pieces and experiences will be those linchpins.
Well, that is the thing that I love about life is that we get to learn and grow
Mm,
if we're open to that possibility and if we're really kind with ourselves.
mm. So, how do you deal with those voices or impulses or thoughts that would say, what are you doing? This is, stupid or
Right,
insubstantial.
right. Yeah, the key is catching it,
Yeah.
acknowledging it, thank you for the
Hmm.
input, but I've got another plan.
Yeah.
Uh, and sometimes, those voices have something worthwhile to offer,
Hmm.
but more often than not, it's whoever that critical voice was, in my childhood that I've incorporated, revisiting.
Yeah.
So I really do think that it's so pivotal to have a relationship with yourself that is rooted in kindness.
In kindness. And I would also say in creative expression, because in expressing your creativity, or what we call here your creative force, you liberate yourself not only from some of that noise, but
Hmm.
you have this opportunity to be immersed in an idea and to let that idea grow you and become you. And
Hmm.
in doing that, you also push away that feeling of loneliness, which is often not so much about accompaniment by another person, but it's about this hole inside of us if we're not doing something meaningful and creative.
I do think that creativity is an act of self love.
Mm.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.